Hello, and welcome to Deploying Cloud-Native AWS Components from Pact Publishing. I'm Paulina Bodzon. I'm an AWS Certified DevOps and Solutions Architect professional. That means I hold both professional-level AWS certifications. I work primarily as a consultant cloud architect and automation specialist. I have worked with many companies, small and large, and helped them adopt AWS. Some of the companies I have worked with include HSBC, PPL, Condé Nast International, and Travelodge. I worked on a variety of positions from developers to DevOps to an architect. I'm primarily interested in finding the right solution for the job, and given the variety of solutions offered by AWS, I find that it has answers to most questions. If you have feedback about the course or would like to get in touch, feel free to get in touch on Twitter, LinkedIn, or through my blog. In this course, we will focus on all the cloud-native AWS services, as well as the new serverless world. We'll start by looking at the search as a service. First, we will get familiar with CloudSearch. We'll see how to set up a CloudSearch domain, discuss all the options that are available when defining your index, and cover configuration settings for your new CloudWatch domain. We'll then make it alive by seeing a very practical example of using CloudSearch, see how to upload, remove, and search your data, since those are the actions you will be performing regularly. We'll also take a quick look at some of the advanced searching options that are available. From there, we'll move on to look at ElasticSearch as a service. We'll start with understanding what ElasticSearch Service can do for you and how it's different from hosting your own Elasticsearch. We'll deep dive into access control for Elasticsearch and see how to perform signed IAM requests and use complex access policies. To finish, we'll try to understand how to make a decision whether to use Elasticsearch Service or your own hosted solutions, and make sure you take all the pros and cons into account. In the second section, we'll look at the code as a service. This whole section will focus on AWS Lambda. It's a base of the serverless world, but knowing when to use it can be a challenge. So we'll take a quick introduction into Lambda, see its use cases, integrations, and reasons why you should use it. We'll also cover some of the situations where Lambda may not be the best choice. We'll then take a deep dive into AWS Lambda and walk through all the configuration options it provides. We'll see a very practical example for reacting to an S3 event. We'll cover how to deploy your Lambda and see how versions analysis can be used. We'll check out an example of deploying your Lambda with CloudFormation and take a look at the serverless application model. To finish, we'll see how step functions work and how you can use them to create powerful, automized workflows, connecting your Lambdas and other pieces of your infrastructure together. In section 3, we will take a detailed look at API Gateway. We'll start by understanding the basics and how to create an API, add resources and methods. We'll understand what are different backend integrations and see additional features like custom authorizers and data models. We'll understand how to deploy your API and how to use stages. We'll then see how to completely automate your deployment using CloudFormation and understand challenges that it can introduce. To finish, we'll see a couple of things that you may have not known API Gateway can do. The fourth section focuses on all the operational services from AWS. We'll start by looking at Opsworks, which allows you to bring your chef recipes to AWS. We'll take a quick look at how Opsworks lets you manage your infrastructure, understand what a layer and application is, and see how to manage users and deployments. After that, we'll take a long look at Elastic Beanstalk. We'll deep dive right into it, see how to create your application, manage your environments, and handle deployments. After you become familiar with the console for Elastic Beanstalk, we'll take a look at the command line interface that is usually used for day-to-day operations. We'll also see how to extend and configure environments using EB extensions. We'll then move on to see all the code services, so code commit, code build, code deploy, and code pipeline. We'll walk through each of those, understand how they work and what can they be used for. We'll finish by seeing how to put them all together to create the CI/CD deployment pipeline. At the end of this section, I'll also share some thoughts on choosing the right tool for the operations job. In the last section, we'll see one of the newest additions to the AWS service family, the AI services. We'll explain how machine learning works and try to understand its basic concept. We'll see a practical example of uploading your data and generating two different types of predictions from the same dataset. We'll then take a look at Amazon Recognition and walk through its capabilities, different uses and features. We'll see things like image analysis, object detection, confidence scores, and image moderation. To finish, we'll quickly jump into Amazon Polly. We'll see how you can use Polly to generate real-life speech, how you can provide your text in different formats, how to customize your speech, and how to get different output formats. You don't need to have any specific experience to take a look at this course. I'm going to assume you have a basic knowledge of AWS, that you've basically used AWS before. It would be beneficial if you had a general understanding of AWS console, but apart from that, no specific experience is required. Throughout the course, I'll try to make sure that you understand what serverless and cloud-native services are offered by AWS, and that you know how to choose the right service and how to deploy it. In every video, I've also tried to share everything that I have learned, usually the hard way, and various tips and tricks that you probably won't find in the documentation. So, if you're interested in finding more about cloud-native and serverless services in AWS, I'll see you in the first video.